What's going on, YouTubers, gamers, and hobbyists? Welcome to Chill with Pete, the coffee break catch-up series where we just get together, chill out for a bit, and chew the fat, as it were, whatever you want to call it. That's absolutely fine. I've got my coffee today, so it is a coffee break catch-up. I'm actually having a break from filming an On the Beach episode, which is, if you're new to the channel, that is a paint along series. I do two on the beaches in the summertime because I live by the beach, and on the benches in the wintertime because I don't know, just that's how it started, and the numbers got so high I wanted to kind of reset the clock without actually getting rid of videos, so I just renamed I created a new playlist, one for the summertime, and that's how it's worked ever since. They're both essentially the same thing. Right. Okay, so I'm at the end of my holiday. It's been a fantastic week off, though. Amazing, absolutely amazing. And for the first time in I don't know how long, I'm not dreading going back to work, which I used to. In my old role, I used to dread going back to work. I used to just hated it. It was a nightmare. So much better, so much easier in my new role. And I know exactly what I'm doing. I can log straight on when I start early tomorrow, which will probably be about 6:15. I can just log on and get on with my work and just plow through, have an extra long lunch break, and then finish at 3. Ideal. And all being well, if it's cool enough in my lunch break, I can take dinner again. If not, you'll have to stay in because it's just too hot for him. But we went out today. We've been going out to a place called Blackberry Camp most days, not every day, but most days on our week off, and it's his favourite place. We didn't go one day just to break it up a bit because it's an English heritage site. You'll see a lot of it in my shorts on my channel. It's so beautiful. It's a magical, mystical place. It's like otherworldly, I swear. And it's so quiet. You can hear different bird noises, all sorts. It's just incredible. It really, really is. And I love it. Dylan loves it. My wife loves it. And it's great. It's practically on our doorstep. 10 minutes away. It's just brilliant. I'm going to take my first sip of coffee. See how we're going. Luxor. Oh, if you're wondering, that's from a computer game called The Lords of Midnight, which was out on the Sinclair ZX Spectrum back in the day. Now, I've been also watching, as you may or may not know, a series called Person of Interest. It ended last night. Well, we watched it through to its final conclusion last night, the end of season 5. Up until the very last episode, best thing I've seen in years. Up there with The Mentalist. I loved it. I really, really enjoyed it. But the last episode, very disappointing. Very, very disappointing. And that's a shame. It was an anticlimax, really. But I'm not going to moan about it because I still enjoyed it. Would I watch it again? Yes, I probably would. At some point. I will watch it again one day. But yeah. I was just hoping for a better ending, really. It's essentially about... It was originally billed as a sci-fi series, although if you watch it now, it's more closer to current-day technology. But it's essentially like government spying on its citizens, its population, through the use of AI and using all the cameras and microphones, digital interfaces throughout the country, and eventually worldwide. Then it becomes... there comes to be another AI as well, which is a little bit more evil AI, as it were. So the good AI has limitations; it can't do as much as the bad one, shall we say? Because the guy who programmed it, he didn't want it to become too powerful, so he limited it in case it fell into the wrong hands. But unfortunately, someone built one with no limitations, and you get to see the ramifications of that throughout. So it's quite scary when you watch it, actually, when you think, blimey, is that going on now? Could they do that now? I wonder. Anybody watches it, do let me know in the comments, or if anybody's seen it, let me know your thoughts. Anyway, so we watched that. started watching a series called Bones, which is really old. I've seen it before, or I've seen about 8 or 9 seasons of it before, till I got bored with it. But I'm started watching it again for something to watch. It's not bad, I suppose. I've seen worse. It's not as good as Person of Interest, but it's something. It's something. I probably will end up watching a couple of the series again that I've watched before. All the Inspector Morses, the Endeavours, Lewis. I might watch all them. I like murder mysteries, crime stuff. That's all good. So I'll probably do that. So this week, I've been swimming a few times. It's been great. One time it was really rough, not really rough, not like championship surfboarding rough, but waves big enough to knock you down rough. It was interesting. But I've also been swimming one evening, like with the sun setting across the water. That's beautiful, man. I don't take my phone with me when I go to the beach for obvious reasons, but I do have an old phone sometimes, or my wife has an old phone that we sometimes can use to take selfies and so on. If we ever do it again, I'll try and take a small video footage or picture of that. The sun setting across the water on the ocean. Oh, it's incredible. And you're swimming in it. And it was warm as well. It was really warm water. I think this is the warmest year I've known it since I've been back swimming in Seaton. It's the warmest year I've known. And that's good. And of course, at the top of the hill, there's a nice snack shack, Jurassic Snacks it's called. They're selling it at the moment, and the business is changing hands due to the current occupants having one of them having health issues. So they're kind of quitting to enjoy life now while they can, sort of thing, which is fair enough. What else? They do an ice cream called Farmer Tom's. Farmer Tom's is is a very local farm that makes ice cream. Oh, it's to die for. It really is. Anyway, we've been there a couple of times. We went on the tram up to Collerton in the week as well. Very hot though. I was on the verge of getting a heat stroke. I started feeling quite poorly at one point. Hydrated like hell when I came back with sports drinkers. I had to replace my electrolytes. I was borderline. I was. I think I got home just in time to get in the cool shade under the fan. I was wiped out, man. I was wiped out, but God, it was an amazing experience. And we've worked out that if we go swimming in the evening, it's easier. Dylan's gone to bed. Lucian's, he's not doing much. He comes upstairs and he just mongs around in his room or his igloo, in his bed. He just always just slays at the top of the stairs, and we can just go to the beach, swim. Ideal. We have been swimming and had the whole beach to ourselves before, and that's been nice. Last time we went though, which was yesterday, the tide was going out, and so the rocks were all exposed. So we were able to watch like the seagulls come down and start looking for food, all the limpets and different things like that they do, and that was fun to watch. I was really enjoying that. I think another time I might bring my binoculars, in case the tide's going out, and I can watch the wildlife, literally nature do its thing. I love that, observing nature. You zoom in on your phone, it's not the same as like actually watching it live, sort of thing. So I might do that sometime. And I've decided that in the winter time, when like the season's over, I will go down there, or we will go down there with Dylan, and just get him used to the Seaton Hole area. Really, it's a nice little area. Sea's not so rough there, although it was the other day, I admit that, but that means further up the beach it would have been very rough, because it's protected by like a head point, be a head, and so you don't get the currents or the waves as bad as you do further up. So it's generally speaking, it's calmer there and shallower too. So as I say, I'm not dreading going back to work. Of course, I don't want to go back to work. Nobody wants to go back to work, do they? Especially when it's like glorious weather like this. Let's see. Get some sun on me, some natural light. Have some more coffee. I'm just think whilst I'm taking my coffee, I've got anything else to tell you. I'm sure I have, but been doing well with savings lately. I paid off a little chunk of my mortgage this past month. I'm hoping to do the same again, save up enough to pay off another little chunk of it, and just keep chipping away at it, so gradually, I can start reducing the years down so that hopefully we can retire earlier than we would ordinarily. Because I've decided with my health conditions, as soon as my mortgage is paid off, I'm retiring. At the moment, I'd have to wait till beyond retirement age or state pension age and keep working because the mortgage won't be paid off. But I have a trajectory. I should say trajectory. What's that? Well, not even a word, is it? A trajectory in mind to reduce that so that I can actually retire on retirement age. Fingers crossed to live that long and all that good stuff. I'm hoping to. Eating healthier now. Certainly been more active, especially this last week. That's another thing we're doing in the water. Bodyboards. God, that gives you a little workout, doesn't it? Arms and core. Trying to stay on it. Using all your muscles and forearms and stomach muscles and that back muscles. Nearly as bad as paddleboarding. Trying to stay on those buggers. But I'm more successful with a bodyboard, I have to say, than I am a paddleboard. So I think bodyboard is the way I'm going to go in the future from now, because it's quite good fun. Tie it to your wrist and you let go and swim normally. It's like those guys that go diving but they have a float above them. So I could do that. Yeah. I love bringing my core temperature down to a manageable level so that sleep is easy of an evening. When we go to bed, it's just beautiful. I don't suppose sleep will come that easy tonight, because although I'm not dreading going back to work, it's like, I've had a complete week off and now I've got to go back to work. And I don't really want to. I just want the holiday to last forever. We haven't got a full week off now for a very, very long time. Probably not till Christmas. But it's been wonderful. Got a couple of long weekends, so we'll be okay. And of course, finding the time to hobby is always a challenge at the moment, especially with my job when it's so busy. I don't really want to be doing overtime. I'm hoping and praying it doesn't come to that. But, I just, fingers crossed it won't. But, I can't be certain. I can't be certain of that. But, like I say, you never know. Yeah. Sounds like someone's taking their bins down. It's bin day tomorrow. People take your bins out to the edge of the street, on the street edge, by the pavements, and then tomorrow morning before 8 o'clock, usually the bins will be emptied. As I'm up anyway, I'm just like, yeah, that's fine. We'll bring the bins in. So our bins are usually in before most other people. There has been the odd occasion where I've forgotten it. And so it's my wife, she's just forgotten. Too caught up in work. And you go, oh yeah, better bring the bins in. But most of the time we get ours done first, so it's all good. So I've been working on a couple of miniatures. The last video, not a servant girl, a village girl, and a kind of like a Lanista type. I'm sure he's a Lanista. I'm going to call him a Lanista. For those of you that don't know, a Lunista is a Ludus owner back in the olden days, Roman times, Ludus was a place where they trained gladiators. Lanista was in charge of all that. He was the dominus, as they call it, of the house, and he was in charge of his gladiators and putting them in the arena and betting on them and that kind of thing. So a bit like modern day wrestling or MMA fighting, I suppose, but with weapons. So and they're gonna both those miniatures are probably gonna play an integral part of my RPG campaign when it starts. I feel I need to do some paperwork for it now to get it off the ground. I've already decided the main character is going to be a rogue, a female rogue, no less. And she's going to have one other companion with her, washed up on the shipwreck with no memory of how they got there or who they might be. And I'm thinking of rolling up a few possibilities because eventually they might all get together or interchange. That'd be interesting to role play solo. So I might do a little table of maybe 3 or 4 different ones and then say, well, who is the person shipwrecked with me? What are they? And it'll be, it could be a barbarian, it could be a cleric, it could be a wizard, whoever, right? That way I'm kept in the dark a bit. It's all a surprise to me, and I don't know how I'm going to deal with certain situations, and that'll be fun to do. Like I say, I might film it in scenes, like you would scenes of a movie, like scene 1 depicting the shipwreck itself, or the washed ashore thing, and what tools and I'm going to use. Obviously, I'm going to document it and journal it, but I'm going to see what tools I use. I might use different ones every time, and that's going to be a fun thing to do. I think rather than the same emulators or tables every time, every for the whole campaign, I use different one every session, or different ones. I might have favourites and just stick to those, or not. And so we'll see how that goes. 17 minutes, hey. Right, have another sip of coffee. Oh man, beautiful weather here still. It's a lot cooler than it has been though. A lot cooler, I have to say. And that's a good thing. I just spotted a paint Slaanesh grey. I'm going to use it for the base of my 2 miniatures here. Just get the main colour on it, and I can put washes over it later or whatever. Just do that. Okay. Now, what else have I got to tell you? Not much really. I don't know. Like I said, just working hard, saving up, trying to pay the mortgage, just trying to pay a little bit more each month as well. We're going to come to a point soon where we're going to be switching mortgages and changing to a different fixed rate probably. So it's going to be interesting to see how the interest is going to affect our monthly payments. We're on an okay fixed interest rate at the moment. So whether the interest goes up or down, it's fixed. I think it was a 5-year fixed rate. So we'll see. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens now when that runs out. We've got a financial person that's going to find us the best deal, etc. And so that's going to be good. Oh, something I wanted to address, because I was talking about this in my paint along video. Now, I've been seeing a lot lately YouTube channels, people I know obviously, and I've seen a lot of them. I mean, they're all good YouTube channels in their own right. Some follow similar hobbies than me. Some don't. All have one thing in common. They all came to the scene after I did, and they all approached me as some sort of, at the time, guru of YouTube to help them get their YouTube career off the ground. And I remember saying that, I'm not the biggest fish out there, so, I probably don't have the greatest of advice, but I would show them what I do. This is what I do. And yet, I've watched these channels, and this is going to sound like sour grapes, right? But it's not. I promise you it's not. And I did say this in my last video. They've all gone on to do really, really well and surpass me and just fly ahead. It's like, wow, how'd you do that? And I just think, if only I could just have a little snippet more growth for my own channel. I want the views. Some people chase subscribers, some people chase views, some people chase both. I've got a nice amount of subscribers now, 3,500. Obviously, it'd be good to have more, but what I'm chasing, what really needs to grow, is the views on my videos. So I will say now, and if I remember, I'll say at the end. When, like I say, hit that like button and share it and all that good stuff. And if you do that, it helps my channel in the YouTube algorithm more than you could know. But there's a new feature called Hype. If you just click on that, you can spend certain points. It doesn't cost you anything, but you can hype certain videos, and it forces the YouTube algorithm to push that video out there to other channels. If anybody could do that for me, that would be brilliant. No cost to yourself. Just, throw a little crumb for your friend Peter. That would be awesome. I I think it's great that all you guys are doing so well, and a lot of you have gone on to do YouTube full time now, give up your day jobs, go around the world, and here I am. I know this sounds like sour grapes. It would do to me, but here I am, struggling to find the time. I do the best I can with the limited time I got and limited finances, but I'm working full time. I'm struggling with it, because my condition, got MS, and I got epilepsy, and probably ADHD. I'm waiting on some more results for that. But I just find it difficult. It's like hurdles to come up against. Now, like I say, I'm not moaning, but I just find it curious. If I could just find, I don't know, the one element. I've always based and it seems to me, from what I can see of these channels, and if you're a new channel yourself and you're wondering how to get on, it would seem to me that you need a gimmick. It's the only way to get on. But I don't really have a gimmick, so that's probably why I don't grow as fast. So mine's really, really slow growth. But the views, just struggling to get them. I need more views. I get more views on my shorts, going around Blackberry Camp and stuff with Dylan and that, than I do any of my other videos. And I put a lot of work into them. And even this one, you think, he's just sat there recording that. But I gotta utilize my poorly brain. Finding conversation is difficult for me. It takes it out of me. It really tires me out. Much like sniffing does to a sniffer dog. Their brain has to process all the sniffs and smells into the information that gives them the endorphins, etc. that they like. So for me, I've always found small talk very, very difficult, which is why YouTube was so brilliant, But I was saying last week or maybe the week before about P and Q and the Q&A videos that used to be a thing back in the day, but so did live streams. And I've had people, not recently, but I've had people say to me in the past, why don't you just live stream more than connect with your audience? Because your thing is connecting with the audience, your personality. Problem is, I'm not good live streams. I know this is kind of live me sat in front of a camera, but it's not live. I can stop it, edit it, take anything out I want to, that kind of thing. Now, a lot of gimmicks revolve around either either swearing a lot or putting on a funny accent or taking the mickey out of themselves or other people or judging other elements of life from what people have done, like judging albums or books or whatever. I mean, I've got a review channel myself, a media review channel. That's obviously smaller again. Pete's Media Reviews. Head on over there if you want to see my thoughts on how I score movies and books and that kind of thing. You'll see at the bottom of my homepage, there'll be a link to it there. Pete's Media Reviews. But yeah, so that's me really. I just wish I could grow a little bit more. Everybody wants to grow more. I don't want to take over the world. I just want a little bit. So if you could help me, guys, and it's like when I do the Q&As, when I ask for questions, the more I get, the better. I feel the better quality of video I can do for that. I had quite a few for the last one, and that was great. Thank you. But in the past, where I've only had like one question asked of me. So it was weird. You can get like 30 questions or one question. It's like, well, that's bizarre. I think the best one was when after I moved and I found on an old memory stick some questions I'd saved from when I lived in Plymouth. And that was brilliant because I had loads and loads and it took me ages to get through them. And that was good. And it doesn't matter if I get asked the same question more than once. That's happened to me many, many times over the years. Doesn't matter to me. I'll always do them. I just don't know when. But I do need the questions to do that. I don't have the correct amount of time to do tutorials at the moment, so I'm limited to doing this type of video or paint along videos really, or easy kind of unboxing or look at this magazine type of thing. Those camera down overhead things that I can do, they're quite easy too. So but tutorials I love doing, but it's time. That's the biggest thing you need with that. So if I wasn't working, I could do a lot more tutorials and I'd probably learn more of myself along the way. I'd try all different things. But anyway, thank you for listening to me ramble on about a load of nonsense. Yeah, it's been fun. Oh, another thing people use is clickbaity titles or thumbnails or both. I've tried that, it doesn't work for me. Maybe I'll try it again. Who knows? Yeah, so not to be sour grapes. Maybe that'll get us some intrigue. Because it is technically one of the things I've been talking about, you know. Yeah, anyway. Thanks for watching me, if you've watched me this far. I haven't even finished my coffee. That's how over myself I am here at the moment. But that's fine. I've been going nearly half an hour. I think that's long enough, don't you? So, don't forget, hit the like button. Really helps. Smash that like button. Smash that hype button. And share if you can. All those things free of charge and helps me big time. You notice I don't push Patreon so much these days. I haven't done for a long time. That's because I'm not after the money. I just want to see the growth. I like to know that people watch my stuff. It makes me feel like what I'm doing is more, I don't know, it's worthwhile to someone. Motivates me, I suppose you could say. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye for now. Bye-bye.